Alright, I want to take a minute to show you and Keeper what's going on with his Bronco, but I want to get on my soapbox a minute and talk about what goes on in some of these other shops. I have 6 cars here that I'm working on right now, and out of the 6 cars, all 6 of them have got massive issues that were done at other shops, complete disaster, so that's a 100% track record of messed up stuff. It takes a lot to get these things back on track, especially when somebody's done something in the wrong way, so deep in a build. Case in point, this Bronco, we weren't going to pull this body off. We were just going to go under here, clean up our axles, clean up all the underside. I told Keeper we're going to try to keep it simple as possible. Well, in doing so, you can come here and see up under the hood. Alright. Once we got our engine out, we were going to paint all this black in here, so we pulled all that stuff out. And the body's not that far from coming out, but I still wasn't going to pull the body at this time. But if you notice back there, those trailing arms that they put in the back right there, they have put those in the wrong location. So now that I do have all this out, and I do have most of the bolts loose on the body, at this point it is going to be easier for me to pull this body up and wash those plates off of the frame and scoot them back. They're 2 inches too far forward, and re-weld them in place. But we're going to try to do this as quick and as efficiently as possible. Now let me give you a look at the side to show you what's going on with these things. Okay, case in point, they put this articulating long radius arm system in it made by James Duff. Now you notice here how far forward this wheel is. It's almost touching right here. When I first got it here, I thought I could just extend my heim joints out. So we loosened our heim joints. It was going to be a 5-minute job at most. Pull our heim joints back, pull our wheel back where it needs to be here. You can even see kind of the springs are leaning forward, the shocks are leaning forward. But the heim joints will not let us do that. They have they've got a piece of C channel on these front supports over the frame, completely stitch welded all the way around the top and all the way around the side. I did a little research on trying to just lengthen my radius arms, but that's going to change the geometry, and I was going to have to lengthen all 4 of them. So at the point we're at, I've only got 4 bolts left holding this body on. I'm going to go ahead and raise the body up. We're going to have to wash all that off the frame. I'm going to have to move all that back 2 inches to get this wheel to look right, because it just looks funny kicked up under there. So you can see where just having that a little bit off, somebody put that in the wrong spot, is going to create us a lot of headache and work. Also, while we do that, when I take this body off, I will set it onto a jig. I got a little body jig I can put it on, and I can adjust this. Like right now, that door didn't fit, so I put spacers in the back of this quarter panel, and I can adjust this quarter panel and adjust that hood, and I'll set all that on the jig like that. Then when I get it, I can go ahead and paint the body. We'll have the running gear out from under it. I can put my motor in. I can do my 5-speed conversion. I can do all my brake work, my axle work. I can do every bit of that a lot more easier than I could have done it the other way. So that's what we're fixing to do today. We're going to yank this body off, get it up in the air, and then finish up what we got to do underneath it. Now around here on the back, before I pull this body off, you got to make sure, like I was saying about the body alignments, that I can get all that in place, and I've got that under control. Then my bumpers, they need to be fit to the truck before I pull it off. So we're working on making some end caps, and I'm going to make these rear bumper bolt on. So we'll get it in place, make sure it fits well, and then once the bumpers fit, then the body can come off. I always take advantage of that car being built. Even if you have a brand new car that comes into your shop and it's all together, you can go over everything and take advantage of that car being completely together before you take it apart. Bag, tag, label, take notes. Now underneath here, let me show you what's going on with this radius arm right here. They have installed this 2 inches too far forward. It's got a C channel welded around this frame. All that's going to have to be cut off, that stitch weld, all the way around the frame. This whole piece moved back 2 inches. Along with that, these front radius arms are on the wrong side. This one goes over there, that one goes over here. So with the bend in it that's right up there, the tires are touching that bend right there. So I got with Tom's Bronco, and that's who made these parts here, and find out that these are on the wrong side as well. So Keeper, we've had a good day on your truck today. We was able to get the rear bumper fit and mocked up where it bolts and removes now. And I was able to get this body lifted up. I didn't have but 4 bolts under there. Got all the measurements we need on our rear axle. And let's see what this thing looks like now. That's what I'm talking about. Now we can really get some work done. Too bad we had to make a fork swing out of your Bronco today, Keeper. But get a look over here at this frame and you can see what we're dealing with now. You can see how these things are overlapped around the frame right here. So what I'm going to have to do is cut this weld off, wash that weld off, and then move that back 2 inches, move this back 2 inches. I'll be able to rebuild your rear axle with ease. I'm going to be able to touch up some of these welds that were done inferior. I'll be able to rebuild this front axle. Look at this right here. See how loose that is? And then I'll be able to swap these around like we had talked in the video earlier. Oh, knocked one of your body mounts off. But this will make it a lot easier to get it cleaned up, install the motor, install the brake lines. I'm tickled that we got this off of here. So let's get back to work.